Hi there, how are you today? Well, today we have a chance to activate vocabulary at intermediate level headway. Try to answer the questions, try to be original. If you need, push a pause for a sec and try to extend your answer. Okay, my first question is, have you ever participated in any research organization? Do you like to discover anything? To find out some information? Have you ever conducted a survey? When? Why? What were the results of your survey? Do you have a lawyer friend? What's her name? Are you sometimes a liar? Do you work long hours? How long? Have you ever been to Texas? How often do you travel by a suburban train? Do you live in a suburb? On the outskirts? If not, would you like to live there in a suburb? In a suburb of Moscow, Kiev, any city? What's your favorite pastime at leisure? Why? How often do you do that? Let's continue. Are you a college, institute, or university graduate? Have you ever worked as a paper boy? Have you ever had a situation when you couldn't remember something and it was on the tip of your tongue, but you couldn't say it? Do you often have this? How often? Why? Do you like to deliver anything? Do you prefer peace and quiet, or a crowded noise is preferable to you? How often do you jog? Are you a jogger? Can you coach anything? Some subjects, sports. Are you a good coacher? Have you got a familiar marriage counselor? Do you think it's good, helpful to have a personal marriage counselor? Do you like the idea of furnishing apartments? Have you ever furnished any room? What with? Who's your favorite movie director? What movies? Why do you like him, her? Have you ever had a feeling that you were being watched? Under what circumstances? Could you give me some details? Let's move on. Have you ever worn a white coat? Do you often put on a white coat when you enter a hospital? Have you ever been present while performing operation? On whom? On what? Can you give a shot to anybody? Can you give a shot to yourself? Are you afraid of syringe? Okay, let's come closer to medical topic here. All right. Do you like medicine, medication, stuff like that? What's your attitude to doctors? What's your general attitude to clown doctors? Do you think they are needed, necessary to kids? Why? Have you ever behaved extremely silly? Why? Have you ever stayed in a private ward, isolation ward? Do you like a funky style in clothes? Are you a cheerful person by nature? Do you like to cheer up other people? How do you do that? So what do you say? Do you say anything, or you do anything, something that could help them to cheer up? Do you believe the idea that some cheerful curtain, cheerful colors, bright colors, right, could cheer up a dull room, a gloomy room? Is it possible? Did you attend a daycare center or kindergarten when you were a kid? Do you remember anything from this time? Do you like striped clothes? For example, striped shirt. Is it striped? I guess not. What's your idea? What's your attitude to big colored dots on your pants, shirt, hat, anything? Is your job tiring, both physically and emotionally? Why? Would you like to change it? Are you quite sensitive to smells? Okay, let's move on. Do you have a common language with kids? Can you find it? What's this? Is it just language, or maybe laughter, or maybe jokes, or some games, entertainment? Do you visit any cafeteria at work? Or you bring food? Are you usually frightened of medicine? Scared? Are you easily distracted at work? So do you usually say to people, don't bother me, I'm working? Alright? Can a real friendship, a genuine friendship, be based on reward expectancy? Is it okay? Many people say it's okay. Well, it's just good relation between two people, and so it can be based on reward, because why would you have a friend otherwise? How often do you put on and take off your makeup? Are you exhausted now? Why? How do you resist exhaustion if you've been working, for instance, for 10 hours non-stop? So how do you resist it? Do you just nod off, take a nap, or there are other ways, just drink a cup of coffee or something like that? Do you usually come home alive and party? Do you often crash out when you get home after a tiring day at work? Alright, let's continue. Some questions from page 111. They're describing a person, right? Are you in your late 30s, 50s, 40s? What's your age? Are you still quite young in spirit or quite old? Do you have some gray hair? Are you a little wrinkled? I mean, your face, and like you see, okay. And do you have problems with that, with getting older? Are you tolerant with people who don't agree with you? Why? Are you satisfied, content with what you do in life? Alright. Going on. Going further. Sports. Do you like sports? What sports do you usually do? Do you play? Do you go? Maybe cycling, maybe skiing. Do you play soccer? How often? Can you swim? How often do you go swimming? Where? Okay. So what's your favorite sport? So tell me, what equipment do you need to do it? So try to remember some details, some little points, some little things that I needed. Okay? Go ahead, just push a pause and just try to answer this question in detail. Have you ever worn a helmet? Goggles? Are these goggles? Guess not. All right. Have you ever put on ski boots? How did you feel in them? Were they heavy, light, comfortable? What was your impression generally? All right. Now just some questions on dates. Just give me the exact date when you were born. I was born, all right, on October 12th, like me, yeah? 1980. When you were born. All right. When was your mom born? Okay. When did you finish school? Remember the date? Okay. Good. Try to remember how to name fractions. Right? Decimal and percentages. And of course, don't forget about phone numbers. So, for instance, the question is, in Russian and Ukrainian, we can split numbers, digits, say them separately, or combine them in 2, in even 3. But can we do that in English? So, what's your phone number, remember? Good. Now I'll ask you some questions from the workbook, if you don't mind. So, is there any convenience store nearby in your neighborhood, in your area? Do you often visit it? Do you like to buy household goods? All right. Do you think our government is trying to reduce the unemployment rate? If yes, what are the methods? Are they helpful, efficient? All right. Have you ever been broke? What's the synonym for broke, by the way? Do you often act for selfish reasons? Can you somehow justify your selfishness? Or you think it's okay, no need to justify anything? Everybody is selfish. Do you agree with that? All right. Have you ever embarrassed other people in public? When you were younger, kid, teenager? Is it embarrassing, for instance, to realize that you can't speak some language? For instance, I don't know, Polish, German, French? Or it's okay? Is it embarrassing not to know something? Some common knowledge points. Can you say that, I don't know, sorry, without just feeling or being embarrassed? So how do you protect your skin from the sun? Not to get a sunburn. Okay, let's move on working. Have you ever seen any building being torn down? To tear down, what's the synonym? Could you remind me? Thank you. I hope you know it, and you will remember. Has your company, or any company you've worked for, ever been taken over by another company? Is it normal practice? What's your attitude to this? When you travel by plane, do you usually take a carry-on luggage with you? Do you like to wait for your flight in a departure lounge? Okay, now let's work with synonyms and antonyms a bit, you know. It's very good to know more synonyms. It's better for your language. Your language becomes richer, brighter. Your thoughts become more lucid and expressive if you know more synonyms and antonyms, phrasal verbs. So, what's the opposite for happy? Antonym. Give me negative prefix and at least 2 synonyms. For instance, happy, unhappy, sad, miserable. Okay. polite, expensive, interesting, correct, attractive, fashionable, intelligent, usual, kind, formal, and modest. Hope you knew all the words. If not, please check up those words in your dictionary, vocabulary. Be sure to know them and to use them. For instance, try to react. Do you like a pompous celebration of your birthday, for instance? Maybe some anniversary. What's your attitude to arrogant people? Are you an arrogant person yourself? Are you sometimes arrogant, cheeky? How often do you feel miserable? What does it depend on? And the final question to finalize, what's on TV tonight? Alright, hope you enjoyed it. So please play this file from time to time to be on the safe side with vocabulary, and be sure to know all the words I'm asking and to use them. Good luck.